As IT admins, we use Active Directory almost on a daily basis. And this could be for creating new users, creating new groups, maybe changing user attributes within Active Directory, and making different types of changes. In this video, I simply want us to look at how we can copy the group membership of an existing user to a new user. So over here, if we go to Tools and access our Active Directory users and computers, we simply have visibility into the various users that we have within Active Directory. So let's go ahead and create a new user. And let's say this user's name is going to be called Wayne, and the last name is going to be, let's say, Buddy. And then we can go ahead and give them their user logon name. So let's say it's going to be first name, last initial. And from there, we can go ahead and click next. And then we can provide them with a password over there. And that password, go ahead and click next. And once that is done, we'll go ahead and just click on finish. So once this user has been created, we have Wayne Buddy over there. The next thing usually is to make sure that that user has the right for attributes, they have the right for group membership, etc., etc. So over here, if we go to member of, you'd notice that Wayne does not belong to any group. He's only at this particular point a member of our domain users where we've simply added them. But let's say we wanted to make sure that Wayne copies or matches the group membership of, let's say, Nick. So if we go to Nick here and click on member of, you'd notice that Nick has many groups that it actually belongs to. And we cannot go ahead and just copy each and every one of these manually. That would be tedious. And in addition to that, chances are that we may actually end up skipping one of these groups over here, and that might not show very well at the end of the day when we discover that Wayne does not have access to the right for groups. So what we simply want to do is to use a script in PowerShell and automatically copy all these to Wayne. So let's go ahead and open PowerShell over here and begin the process of copying Wayne to those groups. So go ahead and just open PowerShell ISE over here, and then we can look at the script that we simply want to go ahead and write. Okay, so here we're within PowerShell. The only thing that I would urge you to keep in mind is that you use the correct naming convention. So over here, if we go and look at the users that we have within Active Directory, we've got Nick. Nick is our source user. This is where we're copying the various groups from. And we have our target user, which is the user that we just created, which is Wayne. So what we're going to be making use of in this particular script is not the display name. Just be careful not to use the display name, as this would actually not work within the script unless you simply have this aligned with your logon name. If you're not too sure where to find your logon name, you have to go to account, and there is your logon name over there. So this is what is being referenced over there. So let's go ahead and open PowerShell and begin the process. We're going to go ahead and type get Active Directory user over there, and we begin making use of our source username. Our source username is Nick, so simply go ahead and type Nick's name over there. And once we have Nick typed over there, we simply want to go ahead and pick up the properties that Nick is actually falling under. Oops, I accidentally pressed enter over there. So we simply want the properties over there, and say in this particular case, we want where Nick is a member of. Okay, and once we have that, let's just break over there and say, go ahead and select each object where this particular user is a member of, and then we simply want to expand. By expanding the properties, we want to make sure that we have an iteration of all those member groups where Nick is a member of and channel them to our target username. So expand property and to say over there member of, and then we can go ahead and say, okay, for each user, oh, this is actually a for loop. So we simply want to say over there, for each object, go ahead and add, all right, just quickly open the curly brackets over there, add, oops, my spellings are going wacko this morning. So simply want to go and say, go add directory groups to the member where the identity is going to be matching this particular user, and now we're focused on the target user, and in this case our target user is a member of our Active Directory and their name is Wayne B. So Wayne B is the username that we have under login names. All right, with that in place, just go ahead and try to see if this is going to run. Press enter over there. It is running, and it appears to have ran successfully. So once that is done, let's go ahead and verify. We simply have to go and open Wayne Buddy over there and access the member of channel. And there we see the various groups that we actually had from our source user, who happened to be Nick, are actually reflected under, there we go. So this is Nick's profile under the member of actually reflected under Wayne. So this is how you can actually copy all the groups that a particular member of your Active Directory belongs to and paste them or channel them over to a target user or a new user that you simply created within Active Directory. So that is it for now, and I'll see you in the next one.